Hello, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking something that is literally reshaping the educational landscape from the ground up, the Basic Education Laws Amendment Act, or as you probably know it, the BELA Act 2 of 2024. Listen, if you're involved in school leadership, management, or governance in any way, this is arguably the single most significant update to South African school law since the South African Schools Act rolled out way back in 1996. It's sweeping, it's totally comprehensive, and it definitely requires immediate action. So, you might be wondering, what does the BELA Act actually mean for your school corridors? It's so easy to get completely lost in the dense text of new legislation, right? But our goal today is to translate all that intimidating legal jargon into a clear, empowering, and actionable roadmap. We're going to look at exactly what your school must do to ensure compliance, protect your educators, and most importantly, uphold the rights of your learners.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with the catalysts behind the law, move into the major policy and culture shifts, map out the accountability and parent engagement pieces, and finally, we'll leave you with a concrete 30, 60, 90-day action plan.
Part 1. The Catalyst. The new law explained. We're focusing here on equity, access, and accountability.
The BELA Act fundamentally modernizes how schools are run. And look, its core purpose isn't just about creating a bunch of new bureaucratic red tape. It's actually designed to actively balance access to education across all communities. The overarching mission is to strengthen the constitutional right to basic education, actively reduce historical inequalities, and make absolutely sure that every single school decision can stand up to transparent scrutiny.
Moving on to Section 2, Policy Shifts, Admissions and Language. This is all about the new balance of power.
And this brilliantly illustrates that new balance of power. There has been intense debate about the role of the school governing body. Now, the SGB still holds the pen. They draft and set the admissions and language policies for sure. However, the ultimate oversight has officially shifted to the provincial head of department, or HOD, who must formally approve them. Imagine an admissions dispute or a language policy that unintentionally blocks community access. Under the BELA Act, the HOD now has the final say to step in and intervene. So SGB autonomy is still very much there, but it's now definitively balanced against national education priorities.
So what does this all mean for your front office? Honestly, the days of informal admissions are completely over. First up, you have to sever the link between fees and access. You literally cannot refuse admission just because a family can't pay. Second, if a learner shows up without non-mandated documents like a birth certificate, you can't just turn them away. The school is legally required to assist them. You're also going to need to formalize those waiting lists, keep all admission records locked down for 3 years, and make sure those updated policies go straight to the HOD. It's a whole new playbook for the admissions desk.
Section 3. Culture Shifts, Discipline and Schooling. Let's explore the day-to-day operational changes.
Let's start with a massive structural shift. Compulsory education in South Africa has officially expanded downwards. It now begins at grade R, which is generally for our 5 to 6-year-olds. And this isn't just a gentle suggestion. Schools must formally integrate grade R into their official structures. That means you're applying the exact same rigorous attendance monitoring and reporting of chronic absenteeism to the district as you would for a high schooler. The state is keeping a much closer eye on early childhood, and schools absolutely must be ready. Now, when it comes to discipline, everything revolves around this one number, 5. So the crucial point is this. Learners may no longer be suspended for more than 5 days without strict, formal disciplinary hearings in place. The law mandates a major shift toward restorative justice. Bypassing due process doesn't just fail the learner, it leaves the school wide open to some really severe legal challenges. You have to handle suspensions by the book every single time. No exceptions.
Which brings us to Section 4, the players, roles, and accountability. Let's look at the Rossi Accountability Matrix.
To completely remove any ambiguity, the law relies on a RACI matrix. That stands for responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed. Actually, let's look at admissions as an example. The principal is accountable, meaning the buck absolutely stops with them. The senior management team, or SMT, is responsible for doing the heavy lifting of processing those applications, while the SGB is merely consulted. But if you flip over to finance or policy approval, the SGB suddenly becomes accountable. In short, the principal manages, the SMT executes, and the SGB governs. It's like a giant puzzle, and everyone has a very specific piece to play.
Section 5. The Community. Parent Engagement. We're looking at parents as mandated partners.
A major part of this partnership is how you handle grievances. The law now legally demands a highly structured escalation path.
If an upset parent has a complaint, they can't just bypass the whole system and run straight to the district anymore. It starts with the class teacher, who gets 3 days to respond. If it's unresolved, the clock starts ticking. 5 days for the SMT, 7 for the principal, 10 for the SGB, and only then does it legitimately reach the district office. Enforcing this step-by-step path is your absolute best defense against external disputes spiraling out of control.
Let's move to our final section, Section 6, Action Plan, Risks, and Implementation. Let's build out a 30, 60, 90-day roadmap. Before we even look at the timeline, we really need to understand the stakes. The risks of non-compliance are severe. Seriously, if an SGB is deemed dysfunctional, the Department of Basic Education can completely dissolve it and just drop in a state-appointed administrator. Any unapproved policies, they'll be legally invalidated. Unlawful admission refusals invite incredibly costly parental lawsuits, and principals can even face personal liability under the Employment of Educators Act. Compliance here isn't just some administrative chore, it is your ultimate shield against operational disaster. Here is your exact chronological implementation arc. In your first 30 days, your leadership team must ruthlessly audit existing policies against the BELA Act and brief the SGB. By day 60, you need to redraft those admissions, language, and code of conduct policies, formally adopt them in an SGB meeting, and get them straight onto the HOD's desk. By day 90, you're monitoring feedback, broadcasting the new rules to your parent body, and firing up those grade R attendance trackers. Treat this as a crucial, full-on administrative sprint. I want to share a really powerful thought from the source material that hits the nail on the head. Accountability is not a burden. It is the gift we give each other when we are serious about our purpose. That perfectly summarizes this entire shift. The BELA Act isn't just a list of restrictions. It's an empowering framework designed to make sure every single person in the school ecosystem knows exactly what their role is in delivering exceptional education. So take a hard look at your current operations right now. Ask yourself, are your school's policies truly a shield for your educators and a gateway for every learner? The BELA Act is here. Use the roadmap we discussed today, start your audits, and lead your school confidently into this new era of South African education. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and we'll see you next time.